Hi, my name is Isabella Martin, and joining with me today is Ashley Winstead. Ashley, thank you so much for joining me.
Well, thank you. Thank you for having me.
Now, first, I just want to congratulate you because I know you just started a new position last week as the Township Assessor.
Yeah, thank you very much. I'm excited to be here.
Now, can you tell us a little bit about your background?
So originally, I actually taught for quite a few years, and I was a math teacher for a long time and decided that I wanted to try a different avenue. So I had been studying assessing. My husband and I have built multiple homes, and I just felt like getting into assessing would be a good opportunity for me. So actually, prior to coming here, I was the assessor for the city of Howell. And so I'm happy to be here.
It sounds like you're definitely familiar with assessing and everything surrounding that, so we're happy to have you here. Now, can you describe your position as an assessor for us?
Sure. Some people kind of know what assessing is and some don't, especially if you own a home. You're probably familiar with a tax bill and maybe haven't thought exactly where that comes from. And so that's what our department handles. So we're responsible for maintaining the assessment roll, which means that we manage all the property records. That includes residential, commercial, and industrial properties. And so that means every year we're setting the assessed value. And assessed value is 1/2 of the true cash value or the market value. A lot of people don't really realize that there's two values attached to that. There's your assessed value, and then there's the taxable value. Sometimes those numbers match, sometimes they don't. But the assessed value follows the market, and that's what we're responsible for setting each year.
Oh, okay. Now, going off that, what do you want to accomplish while in your position? Do you have any goals?
Great question. So in this position, it's very cyclical. We follow a calendar. We can't get overly creative in this position. It's more managing the tax roll and following things by the book. We have a lot of state standards we have to meet and a lot of guidelines we have to meet. So in this role, I'm hoping to do it with finesse and lead my team and really keep things very accurate. At the City of Howell, we have an AMAR. That's the state comes in, it's an audit of the minimum assessing requirements, and they schedule those every 5 years. And at the City of Howell, while I was there, we just completed ours and we had 100%. It was a perfect score and we didn't have any corrections that needed to be done. So as ours comes up in the next few years here at Meridian, I'm hoping one of my goals is to score another perfect score on that.
So you said there's something called an AMAR. So Meridian Township's AMAR is in a few years, you said, or
is it? Yeah. They schedule it every 5 years through the state. Sometimes the state kind of shifts that deadline or that date, but ours is coming up in a few years. So that's one of my goals.
Okay. Now, is there anything else you'd like to share with the Meridian Township business owners, residents? Because, I know the prices are going up and everything.
Absolutely. Yeah. The market, it's a hot market right now. Things are selling high. So I'm sure residents, business owners are going to see that increased assessed value. Some people panic and they say, oh no, my taxes are going to skyrocket. Not necessarily, because your taxable value is what you're paying taxes on. And that rate, that taxable number can only go up the rate of inflation, which is generally about 2%, maybe a little higher right now. Unless they add on something new, maybe an addition to their home or a deck or a commercial property expands. But for the average taxpayer, they're not going to see a crazy increase in their taxes just because the market's increasing. So that's one thing that we in our office really try to educate. Now, if you purchase your house the following year, it does uncap. Some people are familiar with that means. Basically, we talked about how there's an assessed value and a taxable value. The year after purchase, that taxable value uncaps, meaning it's set to match the assessed. And then moving forward, it can only increase the rate of inflation unless they add some improvements to their property. But in our office, we are happy to educate. If people have questions about improvements to their property and whether it will or will not impact their taxes, we encourage you to give us a call so we can explain that process to you.
Now, do you foresee any challenges in the next few years?
You know, with the economy and COVID things, I think if you ask most assessors around the state what we thought COVID was going to do to real estate, this isn't what we anticipated. So what the economy is going to look like in a couple of years is really unsure. I guess that's going to be the challenge, is just what's going to happen in the future, what's going to happen to the market. So it's more of a wait and see on that, I suppose.
Mhm. Now, Ashley, thank you so much for joining me. We're so happy to have you. And you mentioned that if anybody has any questions, they can contact your office. Can you tell me what the website is or phone number?
If you go to the Meridian Township website and click for departments, and it's the assessing department, we've got a couple of email addresses on there. We have a staff of 4 of us, and we're all happy to answer your questions. And you can email or call, and everything you need is located on the website.
Okay, thank you so much for joining me.
Thank you.